What's going on YouTube? My name is GinJTCG or Chris, and today I'm back with another deck that's honestly been kind of sitting in my mind. This was one of those like 3 a.m. shower thought type decks that I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to make this happen. I don't know if it's going to be amazing, but I played it on ladder a little bit before the video. I made it from scratch actually while I was at work and I had a free minute, and I figured I might as well show it off on the channel because it was kind of fun and it's actually doing pretty well. But it is a Terapagos EX deck. However, it's not really a Terapagos deck that I've kind of ever seen or based off of anything. I just smacked that together in the middle of my day. Yes, you have Unified Beatdown. You can't use the attack on your first turn going second, but it is a solid attack that does 30 damage for each of your bench Pokemon. So when you pair this with Area 0 Underdepths, where if you have a Terra Pokemon in play, you could have 8 cards on your bench, and since so many decks play this stadium, and we play this stadium, and our main and primary attacker is a Terra Pokemon, actually it is like the Terra Pokemon, you know, we can just have a big bench, swing for 240 max damage, I believe. But more importantly, I kind of made this deck for Crown Opal, where you do 180 damage, but during your opponent's next turn, you prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic, non-normal Pokemon. So with two decks that have been tearing up the format recently, Joltik Box as well as Raging Bull, I figured what better attack to use than Crown Opal. And since we're just playing 3 Water, 3 Electric, and 3 Grass Energy to power up the Crown Opal attack, as well as Sparkling Crystal, which takes off one of the attack costs. We've got 2 copies of Glass Trumpet to get those energy in play, as well as 3 copies of Crispin. I'm like, you know what, it's actually not that hard to set up that attack against those like hyper turbo type of decks. And I know you're thinking like, oh, but how do you deal with Dragapult? Well, I mean, we're still playing Terapagos, which is an insanely tanky Pokemon when you pair it with Bouffalant, with 2 Bouffalants in play. As long as you have the ability Curly Wall, as long as you have 1 other Bouffalant in play. So I'm just playing 2 copies of Curly Wall. I'm just hoping that they aren't prized. And if they are, I mean, I'm not going to cope. I'll just figure it out. We still have a good, solid deck that we can use and take it down. And hopefully, especially against Dragapult, which is a bit of a slower deck, and like Gardevoir as well, you know, we could kind of get going, take a couple prize cards, and hopefully we just grab the Bouffalant. If not, we'll figure it out. This deck is a work in progress. I definitely am going to revisit it. And if you guys also have tips to help make it better, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. But anyways, Curly Wall. We take 60 less damage from our opponent's Pokemon attack. And Curly Wall does not stack. I was looking at other Bouffalants in play. I really didn't think any of them were great 1 prize options, or at least any better than just using Fan Rotom as a backup attacker, which, by the way, Fan Rotom can pull out your 2 Bouffalants since they have 100 HP. But with Bouffalant, you boost Terapagos to 290 total HP for a one-shot KO. And while that's awesome, we're also playing 3 copies of Bravery Charm. So now our Terapagos effectively has 340 HP to get one shot, which is nuts. So if we're up against something like Dragapult, and, you know, like, I feel like in the Dragapult matchup, when you're playing Terapagos, they could just spam damage counters with Phantom Dive on the knockdowns and stuff, and I'm going to get into how we're going to avoid that in a second. But more importantly, the 200 damage on Terapagos could kind of build up, and, you know, we're not swinging for 1-shot. We're both 2-shotting, but they could 2-shot a little better, especially if they put their damage counters on other Terapagos. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just play 2 copies of Penny. Oh, it's awesome. We did 200 damage to my Terapagos. Anyways, I'm going to Penny, pick it up, smack some energy back down, play Sparkling Crystal, Glass Trumpet, whatever I got to do. We got a bunch of energy acceleration cards. I'm just going to throw another Terapagos down in front of you and tell you to do it again. And I feel like this deck, honestly, like, I feel like there's something here, and it's not the Noctowl engine I'm playing, but the Dunsparce engine. And I know there's some people in this world who really don't believe in Dunsparce. Personally, I think it is an insane engine, and playing a 3-3 one line with the EX actually gives this deck another insane out in the early game Raging Bull and Joltik Box matchup, since those decks put down a bunch, and even like the Eevee Box, which one of my warm-up games was up against, there are so many EX Pokemon in those decks. So using Tenacious Tail, 60 damage for each EX, is just a huge way to take 2 prize cards, like very quickly, very efficiently against many of those decks. I think it's a solid attacker. And what's nice, as I mentioned against Dragapult, is you can't really spam damage counters down on Dunsparce, because we'll just evolve into Dudunsparce and just throw it back into our deck, and then bring it back out with Buddy-Buddy Poffin's Nest Balls or Ultra Balls. And that is kind of why I like this deck so much. We could still build up an insanely big bench very quickly. Like, I know you're thinking, oh, you're playing Dudunsparce, you're making your bench smaller. I feel like most of the decks that play Dudunsparce have no problems getting the Dunsparce back out after the Dudunsparce has been played. I really don't think that hinders our bench too much, and I think Unified Beatdown will still swing pretty well. But more importantly, we get Dudunsparce out of play against those Joltik Box, against that Raging Bolt matchup, so that we could dodge Prime Catcher. You know, if we could just get 1 or 2 Terapagos in play with Crown Opal, and just keep spamming Crown Opal without any other Pokemon on the bench to the point where there's just one Terapagos left, your opponent actually can't do anything. You kind of just auto win. And now you're thinking, oh, but what do you do about Blood Moon Ursaluna? Bravery Charm. It's not swinging for one shot. And honestly, we could just build up a big enough attack in the last turn to probably just unified beat down our way through the deck. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not super pretty, but I feel like at that point where Blood Moon Ursaluna then becomes active in those decks, you've probably taken enough prize cards where you don't mind over-benching some stuff. Maybe at that point you just set up to Dunsparce EX because there's just a bunch of EX Pokemon in play, and now you can boss it up. And it's like, hey, I've got 2 prize cards left or something like that. You know, you're either going to deal with my Terapagos and finally take it out, or you're going to leave the Dunsparce sitting there, which means I'm going to blow up whatever's in the active spot the turn after since you've got like 5 EX Pokemon in play. And I don't know, I feel like this deck is doing better than it should right now in my testing. Like, you know, light ladder testing. I definitely want to play a bit around with it more and see what we can do, but I think for the most part it is pretty solid. Our supporter count, we're just going insane consistency for Arven to get out the Nest Balls and the Buddy-Buddy Poffins and maybe the One of Vessel in the early game just to set up our board, the Vessel, Counter Catcher, you know, any recovery in the mid game, and obviously our Bravery Charms and Sparkling Crystals. Other supporters that we have in the deck are double Iono just for good hand disruption, 2 Brock Scouting, which is good in the early game, or could get you out the Dunsparce needed for good draw, 2 Pennies, which I mentioned, as well as 2 copies of Boss's Orders. Now, we're only playing 3 Gusting cards, 2 Boss, 1 Counter Catcher. Honestly, I feel like that's plenty. It's kind of a tight list, but I feel like there is a lot of stuff we can move around, like, in bulk. So if we're looking to add 1 card, I don't know what I would cut for any 1 card, but if we're looking to, like, switch out Brock Scouting for another line of, like, a certain supporter or something, like, I'm totally open to it. I definitely think, like, seriously, there is something in this deck that is solid. I just want to make it work with you guys. So, you know, I hope you guys enjoy this Terapagos video. I had a ton of fun kind of smacking this one together and getting this video out there to you guys. So let me know what you guys think, and I definitely want to revisit this deck soon. Now, before we hop into today's match, just want to remind everyone 2 things real quick. One is we got that TCG Player affiliate link in the description down below. So if you're going to TCG Player for any singles, decks, or deck accessories for any card game, does not matter what, make sure you hop on over to TCG Player. Ordering cards within 48 hours supports the channel in a huge way once you click on that link. So thank you guys so much for everyone who's been doing that. And also, the Battle VIPs podcast is now live on its own YouTube channel. So if you're used to checking out the Battle VIPs podcast, an awesome meta review done by myself as well as my best friend Avery, make sure you hop on over to that YouTube channel. Link will be in the description down below for the channel, and check out the podcast because it will now be hosted permanently on there as well as our Spotify account for the podcast. So go check those out. Now, with that being said, enough yapping. Let's hop into some Terapagos and see how well we can do. Welcome to match number 1. My opponent is playing Terapagos sleeves. They got the Latias and the Hoo. I'm actually insanely curious to see if we're up against some sort of mirror match. That would be nuts. We got 1 Bouffalant in hand. Luckily, another one is in the deck, and tell me we prize 2 Dunsparce. Alright, well, that is insanely annoying. However, we're going to make it work. I'm just going to take out all the lads from the deck. Do we have our energy? We prized, is it 1 grass? No, we have 2 in hand, not 1. Okay, so you know what? Honestly, I'm not going to spend too much time prize checking, but we do have a pretty solid opening hand, if I do say so myself. So for now, I am actually going to try to Ultra Ball. And I think with this hand, I actually do want to get rid of Fan Rotom and 1 Grass Energy. Could set up Glass Trumpet early on, but more importantly, I want to get also we prize 2 Terapagos. Okay, so I prized 2 Dunsparce and 2 Terapagos. That is disgusting. Now let me check if my Night Stretcher is in the deck because we're going to need it. Yeah, Night Stretcher and Rod are both there. Perfect. That'll buy us some time to get out our other Terapagos. So that'll be solid for us. For now, let's just smack the energy down on Terapagos. Right? Get Dunsparce out. And then I don't want to Charm because I actually might go a Crystal route next turn. Just for a unified beatdown play. I might have to like get Vessel, Sparkling Crystal, try to just take a KO on another Pokemon if I can. And my opponent is also playing Terapagos. So, you know, we're going to have a little Terapagos mirror. Now, this is not something I expected to see in these 3 matches, but I'm not opposed to it. I'm going to see which version of Terapagos is much better. I feel like them going second alongside the prize mess that we have, shout out Avery, thank you for teaching me how to prize cards, is really going to show off how good this Terapagos deck is right now. Because if we could kind of overcome this match, what already is kind of going on, I think this deck can like actually hang. Like, I don't know if there's really much of a debate for like, is this deck decent? If you believe in Terapagos, like the version we're playing up against, and with our prize cards and us just going first, which I feel like is a little worse for this deck, And we could overcome that. Yeah, we chilling. So my opponent is also going to have an insanely hot start. I'm curious to see if they get the Area 0 down this turn too. I mean, they've done pretty much everything else. They got rid of PAL Pad, which is a card I would love to play in this deck to recycle Boss and Pennies, as well as Fezandipiti, which is pretty solid. You know, they could draw to that, not too bad. And then they take out another Hootu and double Knockdown. So if they don't get a Stadium down this turn, I don't have to worry about the double Hootu play to give them all the Knockdowns they could need the next turn. However, we could still be in a bit of a rough spot, and they just put Fan Rotom in the active spot. You know what? I could just take a KO on Fan Rotom. That don't feel too bad when I top deck into energy now, does it? I'm tempted. I don't really think I need a bigger bench. I don't really want to get Fan Rotom out of the active, to be honest. I think all I really want to do here is smack the Charm on Terapagos so I know we're not totally facing a one-shot. I think I still want to Arven. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to hold Arven. We're swinging for 70, right? Oh, there's no Stadium in play. I lied. Oh, thank God we did not do that. Oh, my lord. Okay, well then, that was a bit of a misplay with that Charm there. I should have attached the energy, taken out Crystal. Oh my God, that ruins everything. That totally ruins everything. I mean, we got a beefy Terapagos in the active, though, which also isn't the end of the world. So I think I still want to Arven here. We don't have a great way to search out a Stadium. I don't know why I was thinking I could still attack this turn. That is a nightmare. I could take out Glass Trumpet to fix this mistake. I mean, it doesn't feel pretty, but if that's what I got to do, and you know what? Give me... Nah, I mean, I already got the Charm down. Just give me another Charm. But you know what? If I have to Penny up Terapagos, if they go for, I don't know, something insane, I can just smack that down, get this guy going again. Okay, it's not the end of the world. We got one energy in the discard pile. So I will Glass Trumpet here, smack it down on Terapagos. We have a Terra Pokemon in play, so I could put it on a benched Terra normal type Pokemon, so that I could attach my energy, retreat, is the most scuffed way of doing this. Okay, so not only did I prize everything, but I am also misplaying out of my mind. So that's good. We love that. And I have a completely dead hand. So I don't know what I could take out of the prize cards here. I need it to be something amazing, though, that could save me. Arven is not any of the Pokemon I was hoping for, but it is a playable supporter the following turn. And, I mean, I'm at least praying that we could live this turn, and then we'll figure something out. I mean, my opponent didn't have too insane a start. They could play Knockdown down, which they will do now. So let's see what supporters they take. I mean, what? They could go like Crispin, get some energy down, feels like a solid out for them. I mean, they could retreat Latias insanely easy. They've also got 4 EX Pokemon in play. So Dunsparce EX would be, what, 6, 12, 18, 24. Actually swing for KO on anything, unless they get the double Bouffalant down. So that feels pretty good, too. I could go... I mean, I need energy and Ultra Ball for Dunsparce EX. That doesn't feel great. But, I mean... we could do something. We could do something with this for sure. Also, if I get a different type of energy down, I could go Crown Opal, but I don't swing for KO on really anything. And they go Area 0 Underdepths. I love that. So now I could really just build up my bench. I don't have to worry too much. I can't bump the Stadium, so now my 2 Stadiums in my deck are pretty dead. I mean, they're just going to be 2 unplayable cards. But, I mean, good Ultra Ball fodder, if nothing else. And if they do KO, we could Nest Ball for our own Fezandipiti. I didn't check if that guy was prized. But if I prize 2 Dunsparce, 2 Terapagos, Fez, and an Arven, I mean, I would doomed from the start. Like, I would have no words, be completely speechless. And my opponent is going to Nest Ball it down. We know they have Knockdown in hand, so we know that next turn they'll have a great follow-up. If they don't do anything too insane and they play Pikachu EX. Ugh. Alright, that guy's pretty annoying. You know, Crown Opal would be awesome if we could get that rolling, too. They could pull off a Pikachu attack this turn. That would be pretty nutty. But actually, they wouldn't even one-shot Terapagos because of Curly Wall. So if they do that, they swing into us, we live, we attack them, and then we try to clean up with Fan Rotom on Pikachu the following turn. We'll figure it out. You know, actually, at that point, too, we could even Arven for Night Stretcher, put Terapagos back on the bench, Crystal it, attach the energy. We could even swing with Terapagos again into Pikachu, which would be awesome because we've got some insane bulk. And if they Crispin to Pikachu, put it in the active too, they're going to have no energy on the Pikachu the following turn. So we know they'll have to use Knockdown for another Crispin. What did they even take with this one? They took Nest Ball Night Stretcher. I don't know why I didn't even pay attention to that. So they just had the nuts in hand. They attached the Grass Energy where? Oh, to Terapagos. That's not what I thought. Oh my gosh, and they're going to set up a Crown Opal play too. Who are you bossing up? Bouffalant. Oh my god, you're trying to take out Terapagos in one go. I respect it. I'm not upset about that. You're going to Unified Beatdown. You're going to do some damage with that. And then I don't necessarily... I mean, could I swing for one shot? I could, but I need a full bench this turn, which doesn't feel super likely, but we are tied on 1 prize card. You know what I could do? The Dunsparce EX would go crazy here, but I don't know how we pulled that off. We'll go Terapagos because it's probably safer. It's a good attack. I don't hate some good damage down. Ah, man. And I get Buddy-Buddy Poffin. That doesn't really help me because I prized my Dudunsparces. So I could Ultra Ball it away. So I'd go, what, Arven for Ultra Ball. Or even Night Stretcher. Just take back another Bouffalant. Just a swing. And a Bravery Charm. I mean, I could take Nest Ball and take Fez off the Nest Ball, but I feel like that just doesn't help me as much. I kind of like the position my opponent is stuck in right now, where they just can't deal with Terapagos if I have double Bouffalant in play. So I think I do want a Night Stretcher for this. I think I like the value we've got going here. And then just Unified Beatdown. I know we're not swinging for KO. Honestly, that's fine. I mean, we're swinging for 2-shot KO, and there's not much my opponent could really do about it, at least that I'm seeing. I mean, if they get rid of Charm, you know, if they play, like, Jamming Tower or something like that, word. I mean, I guess the Pikachu would one-shot Terapagos at that point. But they'd also shrink their bench. Yeah, actually, that would be awful. If they go Boss on Bouffalant again, I mean, okay, that's fine. I'll just KO your Terapagos, and I'll go down to 3 prize cards, and you'll have taken 2. And I'll play Rod. I'll get Bouffalant out one way or another at some other point in the game. And hopefully my prize cards will do me a little bit better than that Arven. Although that Arven did let me keep my double Bouffalant, and that Curly Wall is being wildly useful here. So they're going to get Crispin Boss's Orders off this knocked out, and they're going to play another Nest Ball. Now, they can't use Flip the Script, but they could take down another Hoo-Oo potentially. Yeah, set them up for the following turns. We know they have a supporter. They've got Boss's Orders for the next turn. Actually, no. They're probably going to boss Bouffalant here so that they could just clean up a Pikachu. No, I lied. They go Crispin. Okay, well, everything I'm thinking is a lie. I am misplaying alongside my opponent. Although this Charm is seemingly more and more useful now that we know Pikachu's in this deck. Now the Charm feels like the correct play on Crystal. So that misplay actually ended up doing all right for us, right? And they took what? They took Fighting and Grass. There are so many energy types in this deck. It is insane. There's the Metal on Pikachu EX, and they have the energy switch to move the Grass Energy. They could retreat for free Latios. They could swing for 300 damage, discard all their energy, but no, they go for the Unified Beatdown, and they have the Pikachu EX lined up for the following turn, but I can hopefully take 2 prize cards this turn. I get the Water Energy down out of the prizes. Oh. Gosh, if I had a way to get Water, Grass, Sparkling Crystal into Terapagos, swing for KO, and prevent Pikachu from attacking, that would be insane. But I can't Penny Crispin, and I don't have my other Glass Trumpet in the deck. So I think here, what do I do? How do I do this? I mean, if I Penny up the active, we're still kind of cooked. So I think what I want to do is attach this energy to Fan Rotom, just to give me a good swing next turn, get some damage on Pikachu. And then Unified Beatdown. Maybe I should have kept that energy. Hope I get Terapagos out of the prizes. That probably would have been smartest, but if I got to do a little bit of chip damage on Pikachu just so I know I could KO it with Terapagos the following turn, I felt like that was better. And we get Terapagos, Dunsparce out of the prize cards. Sweet. All right. Hey, I don't hate it. My opponent, I am, like, dead drawing. I haven't found any of my supporters except for a couple Arvens, and I play a disgusting amount of supporters, so that doesn't feel awesome. And I've had this Penny sitting in my hand forever, but it's not really doing me any good. And we know my opponent has a KO this turn, so I don't know how I'm going to work around this one. What I would have done for even one more Dunsparce being in the deck so I could Buddy-Buddy Poffin and just be more confident getting out a Dunsparce to draw, and not also have to rely on Dunsparce EX just as a nutty attacker. But yeah, I think I did misplay a little bit. Oh my god, they're playing the Water Pond too. That could be a crazy tech in this. We are playing Water Energy. Oh my god. Why could this deck be so versatile? There are so many more Pokemon. I was thinking, like, what trainers could beef this deck up? Yo, there are so many more Pokemon than I thought that could fit in this Terapagos box and absolutely cook. Now, Mew EX was a card I was really thinking about in this list. Honestly, still not even entirely opposed to it. I still think it could be awesome. Clefairy's another one. The only like beef I had with Clefairy, that's annoying. I really don't want a new 3 here. I kind of like the cards in my hand, although I do need a different supporter. And we get Boss to Dunsparce EX. Oh my god. Well, at least if I kept the energy, it would have hit the bottom of the deck. That makes me feel a little bit better. And they'll take a KO, and I got Nest Ball for Fezandipiti. You know what? This is not ideal, but it's decent enough. They're going to Pikachu EX. They're also going to discard the 2 energy attached to Pikachu. I don't even remember what I was saying before. And they swung for 240. They'll get rid of their energy. They'll take 2 prize cards. Now we're tied up on 3 prize cards. And I do have Boss, so I actually could work around the Pikachu if I could get an energy. If I could get an energy off this Fezandipiti and then swing with the Dunsparce onto Fez, we actually would be in a pretty decent spot. I get Brock Scouting. That's good for the following turn, to be honest, because that could get me Terapagos and everything, which I like. I mean, for now, let's just take Fez. And I need the world's most massive flip the script right here. Like, oh, you know what? I got the Dunsparce and the Dunsparce EX. Okay, which is the better play, right? I think we go to Dunsparce EX, boss up Fez, and tell my opponents to figure it out. You could set up Pikachu next turn, probably. There's really not much I can do about it. I'll also take 2 prize cards, which just feels pretty good. Especially knowing that one of my prize cards is a Terapagos and a Dunsparce still. So we'll swing for 360. This is why Dudunsparce EX is so clutch, dude. 1 energy, 360 damage. Like, oh, what value? What insane value. If we get Boss's Orders, we actually have game if they don't evolve their Hoo-Oo. And we get Arven, but Countercatcher is going to be completely useless. However, it does pull me out Crystal, which could be massive at this point. Oh my gosh. They've got 8 cards in hand. They attach the electric energy from hand. They play the energy switch to move the grass energy. They KO my Dudunsparce. No! That's alright. That's alright. I could promote Fan Rotom. I still have a good flip the script. I got Arven. I got Charm. I got Crystal off the Arven. I mean, Blood Moon Ursaluna as well. Oh, that's such a good backup attacker in this at this point of the game. Alright. I mean, now things are getting tight. And they're going to Topaz Bolt for KO. Get rid of a bunch of energy in play. They're down what, 2E switch, that is? I don't know if they play 4. I feel like they've got so much stuff in their list. They gotta start running out of steam at some point, right? Although, to be fair, so am I. You know, I could just promote Terapagos and, like, hope they don't boss or something. It's not ideal, but, I mean, I don't really feel like I've got much else going on. Although, you know what? If I want to get Terapagos, I do have one in the deck, actually. That's not true. I don't have to Arven for Nest Ball. Is Arven the optimal supporter? Here, right? I could take Vessel and Sparkling Crystal and then retreat, get a good attack off on Pikachu, and then flip the script, and then I still have flipped the script. Or do I flip the script now because I don't know if I'll draw into something different? You know, actually, let's flip the script now, just in case, because then I could look for different parts, and I get Terapagos here, so I actually don't need the Nest Ball, which, oh, actually, that's really good that I got that, because I did not have Terapagos, and I don't want to leave Fan Rotom in the active spot, because then they just retreat into Blood Moon Ursaluna, tell us to figure it out. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go Arven here. Let's take out, Glass Trumpet feels pretty good. How many energy we got in the discard pile? 4 energy. I don't hate Glass Trumpet and Crystal. Yo, energy switch could go crazy. Little Crown Opal action here. Would go nuts. I like the Trumpet, because if I top deck Vessel, I also really like that play. So we'll get this guy down. We will definitely Trumpet here. Get a couple energy set up. Honestly, I'll put an energy on Dunsparce, too, at this point, just for the meme. Like, I could get Rod Ultra Ball for the Dunsparce EX and just terrify my opponent. And we've got, what, 230, 290 HP, effectively. So we could retreat here, throw Terapagos in the active. Do I Charm or do I Crystal? I don't know if there's a world they could one-shot me at this point, so I think I kind of like the Crystal play and just take that ability off Pikachu. Just make that ability a little less influential, right? And swing 150, because 290 HP should, knock on wood, be more than my opponent could do this turn. They need an energy to move Pikachu. Oh, no, they don't. They have Latios. They got Free Retreat. I mean, hey, you know, if they got Boss or Crispin or something like that, and I should have went the Charm route, maybe that was smarter, because they do have Crystal still attached. But I feel like there's so much energy. Oh, my God, they just have knocked out, so they got game. Because then they just take Boss's Orders or something like that. Oh, my God, that's so tough. That's harsh, man. That is so harsh. I feel like if we didn't prize all of our attackers, yeah, you take Boss and Penny. Well played. I'll give him the thumbs up. I feel like if we didn't prize everything, I might have had a better go at this. But I do think this my Terapagos deck actually in a best of 3 would probably clutch up. And yeah, you just go Boss on whoever you want. There's not much I can do about it. You take your 1 prize card. Gotta let my opponent finish this one out. This is a great game. This one hurt. This one hurt. Also, to everyone who says I don't post my losses, ha! Here it is. I don't know why. I feel like in the past, like, couple weeks, there's been a few people who've said that. And I'm like, I literally, like, what? Like, I didn't know it was that deep, but I thought I did. I don't know. Match 1, we're down 1. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but apparently some people needed to see them. I think we could have had that one, though. The prizes were unfortunate. But hey, we still got 2 more matches to clutch this one up. I'll see y'all there. Welcome to match number 2. Sorry for the late start. I forgot to hit record. Luckily, my opponent didn't do anything much. I think I just missed a Buddy-Buddy Poffin for double Enzarua, and we're up against a match that's going to be pretty fun in Zork. Now, it might be hard because they can restaurant, but we do have Beef on our side with the Bouffalant, which does help out a ton. So I'm going to fan call here. Going to take out Dunsparce, excuse me, and Fan Rotom, and we do have both our Bouffalants as well as the Dunsparce EX and our Terapagos in the deck. That makes me feel so much better. And then we got our Crystal, and how's our energy looking? We are looking pretty good on energy. We just prized 1 water energy. All right, so it's not ideal, but hey, I mean, it happens. Let's fan call here. Let's definitely try to beef up our Dunsparces. And Curly Wall makes any of your basic normal Pokemon take 60 less damage, which is actually awesome because now it beefs up Dunsparces, so they can't just Darumaka and close us out in like an insane way. That's actually so overpowered now that I think about it. Let's just get all of these guys down. And honestly, I'm so tempted to... I mean, if I Ultra Ball here and get rid of Fan Rotom, I really don't want to get rid of that Charm. I don't want to get rid of anything in my hand, to be fair. But I do really like the idea of getting out a Terapagos. You know what? I'm just going to attach the energy. I'm going to bench this Dunsparce and let my opponent figure out what is going on. And I'm just going to find a friend and just take out, what do you call it? Oh, you know what I could do? I could take out Dudunsparce. I was going to say take out Terapagos, but, like, I have Ultra Ball in hand. I could just take out Terapagos. I could draw into some fun stuff. But you know what? We have Crispin, too. And Crispin would allow me to get 2 energy down next turn and go for a Unified Beatdown. But playing Dudunsparce means that I could do that and then evolve my active to use the ability, draw 3 cards that I'll Ultra Ball for Terapagos, and then I can put Terapagos in the active when I use the ability. So I think actually here what I want to do is take the Dunsparce, right? I mean, I guess I could have done that either way. I don't know. I don't think it matters. I think I like the Dunsparce here better. Anyway, sorry. To math out that play a little bit more, I am going to evolve my active, not use the ability. Or no. Then use... No, I have to Ultra Ball, then use the ability. Oh, they boss. Oh, that's actually pretty annoying. It's actually, like... Why? Well, I mean, if that's the case, I'm going to leave that energy on this guy, just because that could be the Dunsparce EX, and I feel like if I take a KO here, that would be pretty epic. I don't really want another energy in the deck. We do have Crispin. That could set up a good play for me, and I get Boss's Orders, Glass Trumpet. Actually, you know what? That could go kind of nuts, because I could Ultra Ball away 2 energy, and then Glass Trumpet them down. Ah, man. You know what? Let's go Ultra Ball. Let's get rid of a basic Water Energy and Fan Rotom, because I got Glass Trumpet. So I could just get that energy back, no problem. You know what? I'll keep it in hand just in case. Let me just get rid of this guy. Call it a day. And then... am I really sweating them stalling? I don't think so. I really don't mind setting up Terapagos, though, in the meantime. Do I? Like, I could take the Dunsparce, but is there anything it could draw me that would change everything? I don't think so. Unless I draw into Crystal. But I feel like the value on that isn't totally there. So I'd rather just take Terapagos, since I know I'm kind of in a decent spot with this. And then what I want to do is Crispin. I don't think I'm going to take the Water Energy here just to get it into play on Terapagos. I'm going to put the Grass Energy in my hand. I don't think there's anything I could do. Latias might be nice in this deck for this reason as well, to be fair, to get like Bouffalant. Or maybe, actually, now that I think about it, I really don't have a switch out except Penny. So I could attach an energy to Terapagos. Or what I think might be the better play, attach the grass to the active. And then attach another energy next turn. Use Glass Trumpet, set up Terapagos, then retreat. Or no, retreat, then Glass Trumpet. I don't know. I don't totally know. I'm just going to pass here. I want to attach the energy to the active because I think there is a world where I could get more value out of Glass Trumpet if I'm ready to retreat the following turn. I guess I also could Penny, but I really want to save Penny for when they don't one-shot Terapagos. Because I'm going to try to take a KO next turn. I mean, I might not get full value out of Trumpet. I might end up with a couple energy in the discard pile, but like whatever at this point. You're going to boss up my other Bouffalant. God, that's so annoying. Okay, yeah, my opponent has absolutely nothing. And they're wasting all their boss's orders, which actually might work out weirdly in our favor. Because you know what I could do here? I could just Penny and just start abusing my opponent. Right? That might feel a little bit better. And I just hold the water energy in hand. What energy is in the discard pile? It's electric. Let's do that. Let's Glass Trumpet. I know I was saying I want to save the Penny so that, you know, my opponent, like, you know, they're not going to one-shot my Terapagos, whatever. I mean, like, they also can't really play the game too well now. So let me just do this. Let me just do the thing. Let me just do the unified beatdown. I could attach this energy. Really don't know to where. I really don't feel like there's an optimal spot. I'll wait till another Terapagos hits the floor via Area 0 or me just using a Dunsparce to draw 3 cards and then drawing into it or something. We'll take our 1 card. And again, Iono, which I actually like a whole lot better here. Although, it would give my opponent a very playable hand more likely than not. And I don't like that. I do like the position I'm in. I'm swinging 150. And even Darmanitan, which is the tankiest Pokemon in play, only has 140 HP. So I am taking this thing out. And then Enzork would be pretty useless. And they go boss's orders again on the Bouffalant with 2 energy. Oh my god, that is... They're down 3 boss, though. Like, is this that much of a problem? And I get Brock Scouting. That is a phenomenal supporter. We'll just take our Dudunsparce. Like, sure. Here is where I think I want to get the Grass Energy back, because we do need it for Crown Opal. Could see a world where that's pretty useful. Over Unified Beatdown, we'll draw 3 cards, and I get Crispin Dunsparce EX. That's actually kind of nuts. So I'm going to attach my electric energy, just not my water energy. I don't want to waste that guy because I know there's only 2 in the deck. So I want to make sure that if those need to be on Terapagos, they're there. I'm going to attach the electric energy to Bouffalant. And then I'm going to pass for turn. Next turn, I could attach the water energy and go Iono, try to get that last basic Pokemon down to swing for KO on Terapagos. Or what I'm thinking might be the slightly better route is to Crispin, retreat. Get the Grass Energy here, any other energy there. Arven feels pretty good. I don't have a retreating or switching item. So I think I do want to go the Crispin route. And I still got Crown Opal. So I'm going to take the Grass and the Electric Energy. I'm going to put the Electric Energy in my hand. I'm going to attach the Grass Energy to Terapagos. We'll smack... I think here we actually feel kind of comfortable to get the water energy down. I could always rot it back. I know I was kind of hanging on to this, but I think my opponent is in such a bad state where just this retreat KO is more devastating than probably anything. And we'll swing for 180 with Crown Opal. And yeah, we're kind of just hammering our opponent here. Doesn't feel that bad though. I mean, this is like good setup for the deck. No, like I feel like we're kind of chilling here. We're kind of doing our thing. I mean, like I had the Iono too. If my opponent actually was like playing the game kind of into it, doing well, like we were pulling off attacks at good pace, which is always nice. But more importantly, I've been just sitting on a bunch of insane cards in hand. Now is where I go Nest Ball, and I want to take out another Terapagos for sure. I don't need to Dunsparce EX, especially against Enzork. They might not have the most amount of EXs in play. I kind of want to just get this energy down on Terapagos. Go boss. I do not know why the game is lagging today. And, you know, I could take out Reshiram, because then Enzarua is, like, way more useless. Let's do that. I know they have an energy on this guy. I originally was thinking, like, oh, that'd be good to KO. But then I'm like, what if I just take out Reshiram? And then you can't Powerful Rage or Virtuous Flame without playing a recovery card as well as an evolution card to get Zorg, but then a recovery card to get Reshiram back if you don't just have one. And we get Area 0 Underdepths. And now my Unified Beatdowns are going to do a bit more damage. I think that's, like, the one thing this deck is missing. Is like a good like one-shot KO option against some of these evolution decks. I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking about Max Spell in this deck. Maybe, you know what could be nuts? Like a one of Black Belt's Training. Like one Brock Scouting, one Black Belt's Training. that could feel pretty good. I don't even need to get rid of the stadium. I feel like here I'm just in a fine spot. I don't really want a boss either. I think just taking a KO and going down two prize cards is fine. If they play Fez or something like that at this point, I mean, we will get that thing KO'd immediately, especially with Fezandipiti in the hand, too. So now they got one Enzarua and 5 cards in hand. My opponent has actively done, like, nothing this entire game. Now they get the Buddy-Buddy Poffin. They can get one Zorua down, and that's it, since we've taken out 2 Zoruas, Darumaka, and Rushy. Yeah, this is nuts. I mean, I'll ride this one out. I've got no shame. I'll play Earthen Vessel. I'm going to get rid of Dudunsparce EX. I'm not giving my opponent any time to breathe. I'm going to take the Grass Energy, smack the Grass Energy on the Terapagos. So now we got 2 good attackers. And if they go to boss up a Bouffalant, I will work for my other Penny. Like, that's really all I got at this point. We'll take 1 prize card. I've got 1 prize card left. I've successfully been demolishing my opponent with just pure consistency of Terapagos. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, this deck is not, it's not supposed to be this solid. And they scratch, which doesn't work because Crown Opal, which we wrap up game number 2 pretty nicely. And I top deck the Penny, so even if they bossed up a Bouffalant, I mean, what do you do? And they also use 3 bosses orders just to stall. And without 1 switching or free retreat type card in this deck, we made that work. This deck is cracked. See y'all in match number 3. Welcome to match number 3. My opponent is playing Teal Mask, Ogerpon, and Fan Rotom. So we're going to get a huge idea of what they're playing off this Fan Rotom. Actually, that's not true. It's just going to be Hoodoo Knocked Owl. This could still be or Hoodoo Double Knocked Owl because they just happen to have 2 Hoots in a hand. That's sweet. Realistically, this is going to be some sort of Terapagos or Raging Bolt, both of which I would kind of love to see. Sorry, I dropped my fidget, which I always have while I'm recording because I need something to do with my hands. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see what this is. I mean, honestly, I think both matchups are going to get access with our Crown Opal, and they're playing an Ancient box deck. Burning Turbulence is going to be a problem. But hey, I mean, we'll make it work, and I actually have all the energies needed in hand. However, none of them are going to save me right now. So I'm just going to go Nest Ball. I'm going to take out Fan Rotom, and we prized our Bouffalant. The thing I was praying wouldn't happen has sadly came true. Well, I mean, hey, can't win them all perfectly like that. That's all right, though. That's fine. We'll make this one work. We're going to Fan Call here, and we're going to take out triple Dunsparce, I believe. Yeah, I mean, a Bouffalant's prize, so there's really no point in going for that. Maybe I should have promoted Bouffalant at the start of the game. I was just really hoping it wasn't prize so that I could go double Bouffalant with the Nest Ball that was in my hand. But, I mean, hey, not the end of the world. They definitely, yeah, they've got 2 Knockdowns in hand. There's no way my active doesn't get knocked out this turn. So I think what I would rather do is put an energy on Dunsparce so that I could potentially go to Dunsparce EX for KO, and although it's only 1 prize, that is just a beefy Pokemon. They'll have to get a lot of energy in play. Could buy me some time, like 1 Crown Opal, and I'm gonna tell this deck to actually figure it out. like they're gonna have no idea what to do. Because yeah, I mean, I don't even know if they play Blood Moon or Saluna and Raging Bull. I mean, I know in Joltik Box they play Blood Moon or Saluna, and past that, I mean, I was pretty confident I could work around most other Pokemon, if not all other Pokemon in the deck. In this matchup, I mean, it's hard because they set up so quick, so efficiently. They've got a good single prize Pokemon that can just one-shot us and tell us to actually just co-parter. Oh, you know what? The energy on Fan Rotom could have been great here, too. I just didn't know if they would put the Area 0 down or if we would get the Area 0. But yeah, look at that. They got Gabe, and we know they have another knockdown in hand. They don't even have to play it either. Honestly, I think it's smarter if they just hold it for turn. No, they play it. All right. What else are you searching for? That was wild. I guess you could go like Sada Nest Ball, take out Raging Bolt, Sada, the electric energy to it. Yeah, I should just play Raging Bolt, I guess. Look at that. Nest Ball off the top for Raging Bolt, Sada the electric energy to it, so you're ready to rumble in the next couple turns. I mean, not bad, not bad. Not full value off the Sada, but, I mean, oh no. Like, you're still getting a good energy down. So you can attach, get a couple Teal Dances, swing next turn. That works. And they're going to Burning Turbulence for 240. That Charm would have been awesome if I could have got that on my first turn. I actually would have lived this attack if that was the case, because they're swinging for weakness for 240, or if I had 2 Bouffalants. Man, awful time for that to be prized. Awful time. Hey, I mean, whatever. Can't win them all. Oh, the burn too. Actually, would Bouffalant have saved me? I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll see. For now, let's just go Dunsparce. Tell my opponent, hey, you got to figure this one out. Or, you know what, I could... no. We're going to go in with this Dunsparce. Because I'm going to Ultra Ball, which means I definitely have to get rid of Energy. Or Bouffalant top deck. I get Glass Trumpet. Oh! That's a game changer. We get rid of Bouffalant. No, we get rid of 2 Energy here for sure. Because then I could take Dunsparce, hold this Glass Trumpet to get an energy down on Fan Rotom, and of course I'll draw into Terapagos EX. I am going to take the Dunsparce and not Fezandipiti here, because I could get a Nest Ball for Fezandipiti, but Ultra Ball is what I need to use for the Dunsparce. This runaway draw is also going to tell me, since I'll see the 3 cards, what I want to promote in the active, and I get Crispin too. Wait, we can make this work. I have the energy. We didn't play Supporter. I want to be able to retreat. Why could we pull this off? What is in the discard? Water and Electric. Okay. Okay. We got this. How do we do this? Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Let me check what's in the deck. We got Grass in hand. Oh, okay, wait. Hold up. Water, Grass. We should be able to just Crispin for anything. Let me Buddy-Buddy Poffin just... I need to slow down, see what energy I've got, so I know I don't mess it up. We got everything in the deck. Electric is the most thin energy, like the least of, so let me Glass Trumpet here. We will take out the electric energy onto Terapagos. I know there's another water energy, so I really don't mind it being on Fan Rotom. And then I go Crispin, and I have Grass energy in hand. I also need a water energy. Doesn't matter which one's in my hand, so I'll put the Grass energy in my hand. I'll attach the water energy to Terapagos. Manual attach the Grass energy, retreat, Crown Opal. My opponent has 4 prize cards left, so theoretically they could win if they deal with all of these single prize Pokemon, but I feel like at that point I'll probably be able to evolve one Dunsparce and clutch it up that way. Although, what we could see this turn is a Prime Catcher boss play, and I get out Bouffalant. Actually, that's pretty nice, but I don't know if it'll matter too much against Raging Bolt, and they did not use Prime Catcher yet. Oh, man, no, that hurts. The Prime Catcher way around it. I would have needed to get all of my Dunsparces next turn to make this work. And that is still a huge play for my opponent to pull off. I mean, get all the energy down, because they're going to have to use Noctowl to essentially get Prime Catcher Boss's Orders, and if they go Boss's Orders, they can't Sada, and I feel like right now they need to Sada to get the energy down to KO Terapagos. So this actually might get kind of intense. I really need to get all of these Dunsparces on out of here, or get a Dudunsparce EX that's ready to KO a Pokemon, and just have 2 good attackers for when I've got like 2 prize cards left, and they're waiting to promote a Pokemon. They might... I mean, every list plays Prime Catcher, right? There's no Raging Bolt list that doesn't play Prime Catcher, or at least not one that I've seen. At least not an insanely goofy one that I've seen. I mean, I'm sure there's some fun ones out there, and they promote Fan Rotom. Okay, I mean, that makes sense, because if they go Prime Catcher, they'll just put Raging Bolt in the active spot. And we know they have a Noctowl in hand, right? I'm actually not sure if we know that. I'm just kind of assuming they did, because their last turn was actually disgustingly good. Like, way too good. Yeah, I don't think we know if they have a Noctowl in hand. They do have 9 cards, though. We know they burned 1 Sada. They could Sada now and get a Fighting Energy onto Terapagos. Or Terapagos, oh my gosh. Raging Bolt. But we're going to take some time to Crown Opal, hopefully get a little bit ahead. Maybe we can set up another Terapagos. If we get 2 Terapagos with Crown Opal set up, I actually don't know how my opponent deals with that. This is why Glass Trumpet is essential in this deck, too. I was thinking, I was like, there's got to be another way besides Crystal to, like, get energy down. And I was like, EXP share? I'm like, no. Why am I know there's another card. I couldn't think of what it was for a little bit. And then after, like, a minute and a half, I was like, wait. I know. There's a certain item. There is a certain item that is very good to us. And Brock Scouting? Yeah, don't mind if I take my Dunsparce. Hello. Let's make sure they can't just boss my whole bench for victory. And then we'll draw 3 cards, which is going to be huge, too. I really want to get another Terapagos down so I can start working on setting that guy up. And I get Arven Sparkling Crystal. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my lord. Okay. Okay, I just need them to not, like, destroy everything I've built next turn. And I'll be alright. We're gonna take a prize card here. I don't even know what I take. What would be awesome. Buddy-Buddy Poffin works. That's another Dunsparce. So here, next turn, right? I go Arven, Charm. Sure, I'll put the Charm on. I don't even know. I really don't think it matters. Because I'm gonna crystal the bench Terapagos. Because then I'm gonna just need basic Grass Energy and one other energy, and I'll have 2 Pokemon that can use Crown Opal. Although, honestly, off this next Arven, I think it might be better for me to take Ultra Ball for Dunsparce and just draw 3 cards. Right? That actually might be the slightly better out. I'm curious if my opponent is even here. Did they tab out? Did I hit him with the Crown Opal and they just said, you know what, GG, you got it, and just dip? They might have. They might have prized Prime Catcher. Right? I mean, you never know. I prized everything the first game. They could have prized some big cards this game. It happens. It happens to everyone. That's how TCGs go. Can we clutch up the 2-0? I mean, if this is what Raging Bull looks like, I'm not opposed to it. This is what I was hoping would happen. Yeah, they dipped. Yo. I made this on a whim, but it's like way better than it should be right now. Give this deck a play. It's kind of gross. Anyways, see y'all in the next video. Check out the Battle VIPs podcast on the Battle VIPs podcast channel. Stay epic. Peace.